Hello, Dr. Tawanna Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grow up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vote and create wealth from within. What's up, family? What's going on? What's going on, cousins? Hold on one second. Let me make sure everything that I need to share is ready to go because I will not be before you long at all. I want to welcome you in if you are here for the very first time. And I want to welcome you back if you're a cousin or a kinfolk and you come and sit in the chat with your girl, Dr. Worlds. Welcome back. If you don't mind, we'll kindly ask you to go ahead and share this broadcast with somebody. Promise I am going to earn the right to their time, your time, while respecting my time. I'm not going to be here before you long at all. I'm going to go over some opportunities, some updates, things that are happening, things that are changing, that are not beneficial to us, some things that are changing that are beneficial to us. And then I'm going to hop right off of your timeline, okay? Let me go ahead and make sure that's almost done cooking. Let me see if I can put myself on full screen for just a moment. Hold on one second. I don't know why that is set to the default. When I go live, it's just small screen. Nevertheless, here I am. What's up, beautiful people? I like to see myself on full screen so I know what I'm looking at, doing, etc. Let me see if this over here is going to play today. Hopefully it'll be nice enough to play for me. Let me see. Because I'll start us off with this while I'm waiting for that. Yeah, it's still acting funny. So I know for sure that that is not on my end. It is on their end. Nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and get this party started. I am going to go ahead and share my screen because I still think that I could present while this is being generated. I'm not too for sure about that, but we're going to go ahead and roll with the flow. Anyway, I think that has like 7 more slides. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and get straight to the point, okay? If I get to the slides and they done in time enough, then I'll go ahead and do that. But I want to just talk a little bit about, update us a little bit about what's going on. Today is one of the days that, well, it was actually yesterday. It's broadcasted today that Trump opened up these accounts for children, right? It gives them an opportunity, honestly, to get very wealthy. Honestly, that's a positive update. If you get in now, get your child one of these accounts. I believe you have to sign up, but some people are, totally overstand, not understand, because understand is an understatement. You might don't want to have no dealings with the government. Okay. But I have researched this. I have checked this out. I'm not telling anybody to go and do something without doing their own research. What I'm telling you is that they have an opportunity with this Trump fund, to fund your children to get it on an opportunity you and I never got. Go do your research about it. Um, that's why they get wealthy. I'm not going to say I hate or, like Trump. I don't know him, but I do learn from everybody. And I said this the other day, I'm going to say it again. You can learn from everybody. You eat the meat and spit out the bone. You can learn what not to do, or you can learn what to do. If you waste so much of your energy hating a person, hating this, yeah, I hate the ways of not only him, but the prior administration, all of them. They all are, of the same feather, straight up, same cloth, sit at the same table. But I learned. I know one thing, he's a marketing genius. I know another thing, he is a businessman, and he has been in business for a very long time, okay? And if you are an investor, then you will begin to understand what I'm talking about. We got to stop being consumers. That's why we're going down. Consumption is simply consumption. There is no return on consumption. You have to learn investment strategies. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain. You never really want to kind of go do nothing that has been working for everybody else and you just go and start trying to do it yourself. It's going to take up a lot of your time. You will get there eventually. You may waste a whole lot of money trying to do it. You may waste a whole lot of time trying to do it, but you will eventually get there. Or you can take the shorter path. This has already been done. I'm not trying to recreate this. I am not trying to reinvent this. I'm just going to get on the wheel and do exactly what's been working. Okay. And that's how investment works. You don't want to lose your money. You don't want to lose your investment. And that may be a foreign word to people because all we have been, accustomed to is hearing buy, 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 buy. But people are purposely and strategically being bought out of life right before their very eyes. They don't know how to stop it. They don't know how to control it. They don't know what to do, how to pick, how to pivot, how to maneuver. They are lost, and that is why they are losing. I care enough about my cousins over here, okay? When you lend me your ear, I appreciate that. I take that into consideration that you didn't have to come over here and listen. But there's something in you that knows something is wrong, and there's something also in you that knows I have to do something. That is why I'm here. That is why you're here. That is why you listen. And with that being said, I want to, just kind of update us really quickly on some major things that are happening. Yes, the Trump fund, this is a way for you to get your kids in a better position. Okay. Get your kids in a better position. Of course, do your research. I am not a financial advisor at all. I didn't study for that. Okay. I know how to run mines and what works for me. And I'm just sharing what works for me. Okay. I'm just sharing anything that I'll share. I will never come by here to my cousins and nobody could ever say I've came by here to my cousins and told you something that was not true or shared something that puts you in a detriment. Okay. Especially purposely. That's why I don't share a whole bunch of people or different things on my page because I am a very integral woman. My name means more to me than anything in the world. 100%. So if I'm telling you it's because I didn't did it, I'm doing it. Okay. I have done research on it. I'm very thorough. I don't want to know the surface stuff. I want to know the deep things. Okay. What's this? What's that? I'm very observant when it comes to that. So that is the first positive update. Success leave clues. Don't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. Right now, you have the ability to put you and your children and your grandchildren in a better position. This money grows for them. Okay. By the time they grow up and get to where they need to get to, they will have monies to pull out and make better investments, buy real estate, different things of that sort. So go do your research on that. With that being said, I believe the presentation is done, and I literally only have 30 minutes left here. I want to go over a couple of other updates and opportunities because there is never a problem without a solution. There's never a problem without a solution. On the flip side of investors and your child being able to be put in a very well position, they are now looking to start subscription based rent. I really need y'all to hear me. If you a renter and you're not an owner, this affects you. Subscription based rent. Everything will have a fee. Lawn care, pet care, bug spray care, rent, water, sewage, garbage. The reason being is because they don't want us to own anything. That is the goal, to remove you from your legal rights as an owner. Okay. That is what your inheritance is and was when you were born. Nobody, no God, no anybody gave another man the authority to sell land to us. It's all our land. But we have allowed that to happen. Nobody gave them the authority to sell water. That's God's water. But we have allowed that to happen. Nobody told them to sell electricity. You're powering solar from the sun, the same sun God gave to everybody, and then turn around and selling it back to us. Do you know that everything in life we have to pay for? And why is that? You have to pay to eat. You have to pay to have warm housing, cool temperature, a vehicle to drive, for a license, for a birth certificate. You have to pay for everything, to wear clothes. You have to pay to be able to comb your hair, maintain your hair. You have to pay to be able to live somewhere. You have to pay for lights. You have to pay for water. You have to pay for everything. And the reason why so many people are being harmed is because we have been used to a system that forces us to work and work hard. But working hard is not working out for us anymore. It's not working like it used to, especially in this economy when everything is up except your pay wage. Eggs up, gas up, clothes up, housing up, insurance up, cell phone up, food up, water up, everything up. Pay wage, minimum wage still. Why is that? We got to make this make sense. Okay. And you got to do things that you are not comfortable doing. You have to learn how to get new skills. Since they are taking everything and automating it, since they are taking everything and making it artificial intelligence of it and then automating the artificial intelligence, you got to learn how to do it and how to be able to keep up. If you don't, you will ultimately fail and utterly fail. And that is the goal. They do not want us to own anything at all. Own nothing, be happy. That's a real thing. Go look it up. Go type in WEF, own nothing, be happy. Multiple videos from their stages. The presidents, everybody meet with these people. Okay, they're not just there for photo shoots and hey, I'm just, how you doing? No, they're planning on controlling population globally. And they have the money to do it, and we don't. That is what gives them power. That is what gives them status. They have the money to do it. Bill Gates is not no president, no doctor. He ain't none of that. He is a person who does software engineering, and now he be able to make decisions on a global scale all over the world. Who needs this? Who needs to get some? All in the name of philanthropy. All in the name of, I want to do humanitarian goods. Elon Musk is not smart at all. He have great ideas that have made him very, very extra wealthy, the first trillionaire in our dispensation of time, but he's not smart at all. What gives him more leverage over us? Their powerful positions. They've learned how to create systems. because everything that we live in this society is a system. Education, no system. Okay, food and nutrition, FDA, that's a system. Food has to be processed through there, approved, whatever the case may be. Taxes is a system. The workforce is a system. Everything is a system. The housing market, the stock market, those are all systems. And they found how to create them and how to get masses of people to need what they have created. Okay? You don't have nowhere to stay, you can rent from us. Cool. You don't have extra money, you can get a credit card line from us and mess up your credit. Cool. We own the systems. We own the credit systems. We own the Federal Reserve. That's a money system. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense for everybody. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. I'm going to get through as much of this as I possibly can. All right. This thing is still over here generating. Look. Okay. We're going to go ahead and go back up to the top. Your family deserve options. Let's go right up here to the top because it is what it is. Come on. So it's not going to let me until it finished generating. Let's see. Yeah. It's not going to let me. It's not done generating. I ain't got a whole bunch of time, but this is what I will do, okay? I have a couple of opportunities that I believe we all should take advantage of, and I'll try to explain them as fast and as simplistic as possible. The number one thing that we need to have, not only are they trying to put rent on a subscription base, they're saying we're running out of water. If I can get as many of my cousins to go get you some land for the Lolo while you can. Okay, if you wanted to, let me just give you a little bit of game. If you have a family of 5 or 6, your mother or your father is still living, your sisters, brothers are still living, your children, y'all still living, you can actually go and get 5 acres of land for very low without a credit check. Okay. They pretty much want us to occupy this land because there's a housing shortage in America. Like 2.7 or either 3.2 houses in shortage to handle the population that we have right now. The young people turning 18 wanting to rent, and even more so with this mortgage condition, interest rate up, people are now turning to renting the tiny homes, the temporary stays, Airbnbs, and there is a housing shortage on one end. So if you can solve a problem, you can become like really, really, really change your life, change my financial forecast, my family, my future, my legacy wealthy. Why? Because land is the very first thing that anything is built off of. Land is the foundation of it all. And say for instance, you want to go put a bunch of tiny homes, or you want to start an RV park on that land, or you want to use 2 acres for you and your family, and then you have, tiny homes where you're offering tiny homes, affordable housing, you're offering maybe mobile homes, maybe you offering some of your land for RV and trailer parking or for big rig parking. There are so many different things you can do with land. When you own some land, you will never ever, you will erase poverty from your life forever. Forever. Things that I know now, I wish I knew then because my life would be different. I'm not mad because I still have an opportunity and you do too before they change the game on us. That is the urgency. That is the alert. They have already rewritten their own system. They already have stabilized coins. They have already did that. The banks are all in line and in sync. They're just waiting to hit that big fat red reset button. And that is where the urgency is coming. I was up at 4 a.m. just weeping and asking God. I have been asking God for 5 years for more time. I absolutely feel super convicted for even fixing my mouth to ask for more time for his people. People, we don't have a lot of time left. And while you still have the time, is that is when you take action. While I still have the time, you don't know if tomorrow is going to be that day or the next day. We smart, but we not that smart. That's how much in control of life we are in. We don't know what tomorrow holds. We don't know what the next hour holds. That's why when it's time to move, you got to move. Ain't nobody out here trying to make you go in a different direction. I love you enough to tell you this is the way to go. Walk there in it. If you want to preserve your family, I would feel super guilty doing this for my family. I have been working religiously and I will not come down off of this wall because what they will never ever get an opportunity to do is what they did in 2020. Not to my children. That's on me. That's my responsibility. And that is your responsibility. And that is what I heard God tell me. It's not the government. My eyes was open. Most of y'all know my story on Section 8, on food stamps. Still got all the food stamp cards that I got over the years. Gave all of that back so God could show me how to get out of their system because I already saw what was coming. 2020 was really revealing for us. And there is a 2.0 that is planned. And a lot of times when I come by here and share this information, they start blocking my page, blocking, all of this crazy stuff. I have been blocked on social media about 5 times in the last month, fighting back and forth with them, going into arbitration with them about trying to suppress my freedom of speech to tell other people the truth. That makes you a target to tell people the truth, but I care enough about you because God cares enough about you that we don't have to suffer. We suffer willingly. My very most important thing that I could tell my cousin, if I was talking to my old self, I would say, look, your credit is so very important because it is. Your credit is so very important because it is. You can leverage it. There's so many things you can do with it. We have been tricked to make us think that we had to work hard for money like this. Meanwhile, they just go and they leverage their credit. They start businesses, bankrupt the businesses, restart the business because you can do that over and over, over and over and over and over again, legitimately, legally. They don't never use their money to buy real estate. You know that people have to live somewhere. That is something that is always going to be in need as long as this earth is still standing is real estate. Get you some. It starts with land. I've showed you guys where to go buy you some land for $200. $300 already valued at $2,500. You coming in with interest on your investment. How to buy land every single day. Giving you access to that. So now you can go tell your kids, your sisters, your relative, buy land. Buy 1 acre of land. Do you know on 1 acre of land, you can build 18, 2,500 square foot homes? That is the equivalent to 3 to 4 bedrooms. You can build 18, 2,500 square foot homes on 1 acre of land. On a half an acre, you can build 9. Get rid of rent forever for you and your family. The reason why I push land the way that I push land is because they will pay you to purchase the land and build on it. Why use your money? See, they reward the people who know how to play the game. That's what I come to realize. If you are a consumer, we're going to treat you like a consumer. But if you know how to help lessen the burden of the government, you solving problems. You go create jobs for people. You go create housing for people. You solving problems, and they pay you very well to solve their problems. 100%. You lose when you consume. And they got people out here working for money, paper, paper. And I'm gonna give you the perfect example of its value. When you go and spend cash, paper, you get in exchange what you paid. Paper, a receipt, and a thank you. When you go pay with a credit card, you get points to fly. Take your whole family on a year's vacation just for using your credit card. Discounts on your utilities, discounts on your eating, discounts on your shopping, on your everyday items, discounts. You get reward points. You get cash back rewards. You get rewards everywhere. Why have nobody never told us that? We were told to get in debt so we couldn't leverage our credit. I got 5 spots, okay? I want to help 5 people today. I don't need none of your personal information at all. Let me get your credit together for you. Let me go ahead and create your disputes letters for you, personalized to your credit. Not no general, hey, everybody get these dispute letters. It's only 5. I will have you just download your report. I will get your report together. I will send you some letters, okay, where you can send to the credit bureau to get them to cease and desist reporting your credit to the credit bureau until they validate everything that I stated inside of the document. We are using consumer law. We're using the FCRA. We are using Supreme Court law. 1000% results. Okay? 1000% results. I try to get y'all to get into the community, but y'all didn't want that. So let me offer for 5 of you to get your credit together, your personal information, your name correction. That's going to add 50 to something points. Those points add up. Most people don't know how to read their credit. Your mixture of your credit is how your score is populated. If your personal information is not corrected, your name is misspelled several times, you got multiple addresses on file, they don't know if you are you because you have all these aliases. They don't know where you live in case they ever needed to pop up because you got all these addresses. Those points make up a percentage of your score for your personal information to be misrepresented. Also, late payments, hard remarks, late 90 days, charged off. That makes up another percentage of your score. So you can't use generic dispute templates that everybody else is using because your accounts are specific to your accounts. And there is a strategy that we use that get you results, period, point blank. So for 5 of you, I will actually analyze your report. That's not getting your business. I don't need your social. I don't need any of that. Okay. That's your personal information. I don't handle people's personal information. I will give you some steps to follow. You will download the report, send it over to me. I will go ahead and analyze it, get your dispute documents created for you, and give you a financial play where even right now where you at with your credit, you will be able to go get some resources and some funding so that you can buy land and invest in assets. 911. Okay? 911. I will have these disputes. I'm doing them over the weekend. So I say 3. Today is what? I'll say 3 to 5 days. Okay? Or sooner or less. By the weekend, you will have your disputes. Everything will be analyzed, your funding blueprint. I'm going to have exactly where you're going to go. I'm going to have it typed up for you to go get the funding from the places that has been selected for you so that you can go and get you some assets. At that time, you can say, okay, Dr. T, they gave me 20K. They gave me 5K. They gave me 10K. Okay. This is not based off of your credit where I'm going to send you to. I'm going to create your financial documentation, okay, for the funding so that now you have a little bit of relief. And now you can take that and make that go make more for you. Instead of you working for it, now you got something working for you. So for five of you guys, I will do that for you for $97. Okay. One time investment of $97. I will analyze it. I will get you together and then I will send you off to go get you some funding. 100%. Okay. Also, I have some mentorships. I got like 10 minutes. Let me see if that is available where I can go over that because I said that I was going to go over some mentorships. Matter of fact, I'm not going to go over the mentorships. If you looking to buy land on your own and you would like to get the land banking list, because that is where you buy the land for the Lolo. You cannot go on Zillow or anywhere on the web trying to look for land for no $300 and $500. I have the land bank list. Okay, you go to land banks and you go and get the land for way below market value that is already have value in it. Okay, it's in all 50 states, including in Puerto Rico, and I believe it's one more other. But it's in all 50 states. Every land bank in that state, you get access to that, as well as you get a master class that shows you how to buy the land, what kind of land you want to buy, what are you looking for around the land, like signage, like power cords, make sure you got electricity. Um, Also seller finance and how you can take the land and flip it. You own it. You can now, sell the land to other people who don't want to go the traditional way through the bank because their credit is bad, but they definitely want to buy land and build their own home on it. Okay, show you how to do seller financing, multiple ways how to put billboards on your land, multiple ways for you to get a big bag off of your dirt without you selling it, any of that. Talking about government contracts, how the government will buy your land or lease your land for like a year or two to do conservation projects. Everything you need to know about land making, how to bid on the land, and how to win the bid strategically. So you win every single time. I tell you how to go look for it. This is exactly what you do, and this is how you bid. Okay, and this is how you win the bid. You guys can get the land banking list and the workshop all together for $97. It comes as a bundle if you guys want to buy land. I also have, if you just want the funding source, if you got at least a 600 credit score, or others with a 600 credit score, then I got the funding source. Okay, exactly which banks is giving which bags, exactly which cards or which lines of credit or which product to actually get from each bank, what bank pulls from which one. So if your Experian is stronger than your Equifax, then go here. This is what they're looking for. Okay, you get all that sauce. You get fintech banks where to go to when you ain't got no credit or your credit's not great. How to get to banks that will still fund you even without credit. I'll give you the whole funding sauce. Okay, that is also $97. It does come with the 200,000 funding play master class as well. So you get the list, multiple banks, multiple products, lines of credit, etc. Where they pull from the whole 9 yards, so you know how to fund stack. That's what it's called. Get a credit card, get a line of credit. Um, get a credit loan. That's fund stacking. You walk out of the bank 50, $75,000 just fund stacking. So you get that list and you also get the master class. I'll tell you exactly who to go to. This is the script. Pick up the phone. Tell them this is how you get into the branch. And then this is what you're going to ask for the product. So yeah, I have the 200K funding play and the bank sauce, the funding sauce. That's $97. I have the land banking list and as well as the land banking workshop. It's a master class, like 3 or 4 hours long, loaded, fully loaded with information for 97. And then I have the done for you credit analyzation and funding play for the five people for $97. Let me go ahead and put the information. If that is you interested in any of this, I will leave it up for about 24 hours. It is first come, first serve basis. And yeah, I think I did good. I said 45 minutes. I've been here 40. Any questions for me from anybody? Okay. The reason why I offered those opportunities because land is something you need, credit is something you absolutely need, 100% need, and that's a done for you. That's the land banking and then funding sauce. Why do you need funding? When you go get the funding, I will show you exactly what to do with it if you want to know. If you want to know how to position yourself, so now you own the system that people need, you will position yourself and your family for lifetimes. Not just your lifetime, but theirs too, generations. So if there is no questions, I'm gonna wait 1 more minute. Information is on the screen. These are the payment platforms that I only accept. Okay, these are the only payment platforms that I only accept. My email, if you've purchased something and you might didn't see it sent to you, ended up in your spam somewhere, you can hit me up. Okay. Um, yeah, so if you guys don't have any questions at all, I'm gonna go ahead and exit the live. Much love to you all. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. And if you suffer or you play or you wait and it costs you more later or you suffer later because of that wait, we all got to take responsibility and accountability that it's not on them, it's on us. Okay? It's on us. It's on us. It's our fault. It's on us. With that being said, go in peace so you don't end up in pieces. And until the next time, Dr. See you. See you.